It's really a pleasure to be here today and to be part of this panel. And I was really impressed with all the previous speakers, and I'm learning a lot as we go along here. Um, Apparently, it was Aristotle who first said that the whole could be greater than the sum of the parts. And what he was getting at was this concept of synergy, which you've heard mentioned several times today already. It's obviously very applicable still today, and I believe that this project we're talking about, the Thermal Corridor project, is bigger than the sum of the impressive benefits that you have already heard about today. Personally, I believe that the Thermal Corridor project will have city building benefits. They may not be easily measured. It's kind of difficult to link cause and effect, but they are real and they can be felt, in my view. Now, I'm using a definition of city building that basically says something that influences positive change to cultural, social, environmental, physical, and or economic components of a city. Well, I don't think after anybody's listened to the preceding speaker, there can be any doubt about the potential environmental and economic benefits to the city. But the civic pride is what I'm talking about, and that will be created, and it's very considerable. And this pride results from our city doing something that has not been done on this scale anywhere else in Canada. The project, despite not being sexy, as pointed out by Mr. Napper, will garner provincial and national recognition and perhaps even international. Ken Greenberg, who some of you may know the name, is a world-renowned urban designer and city builder. And he states in his book, Walking Home, that civic pride leads to the civic engagement that makes city building work. And it's not just the scope and complexity of this project that will be our source of pride. The project will be the result of inclusive innovation. And you heard Richard Corso, make a request, a suggestion that we need to be inclusive as we go forward. Well, there are people of diverse experiences and backgrounds working right now collectively to find new ways to solve complex urban challenges that make cities better places for all. These talented and motivated people are found in the staff at HCE, amongst the partner organizations, 3 Ontario universities, and of course, our friends internationally who are generously sharing their experience. Hamilton has for a long time prided itself on being a city of innovation, and this is another great example. From an economic development perspective, the industrial innovation experience gained by HCE and its partners will position them to take on projects in other cities in Canada, providing an additional source of revenue and creating new jobs at this city-owned entity. Expertise gained will become a competitive advantage. As we've heard, it is in Helsingborg already. Additional income generated for the companies that are the source of the heat may allow them to be more competitive in their principal product lines, creating additional revenue and jobs, which means also more taxes for the city. The experience may also embolden these companies to try other forward-thinking but maybe riskier ventures that could position them for the future and attract a workforce that wants to be involved with a progressive company. From a builder or developer perspective, if CapEx reduction and or time to completion improvements can be achieved, they may be more willing to invest in additional mid-rise and high-rise housing. Projects that would recreate much needed new housing in Hamilton, and again, new jobs in the building trade. The final economic benefit may be that older buildings with out-of-date heating systems that are just on the borderline of being economically viable, should we tear it down, build a new building, should we refurbish it, that the lower costs going in may be a critical piece of keeping that older building intact and in our downtown. And if any of you are followers of Jane Jacobs, you'll know that that's one of the first things that she talks about in terms of the downtown neighborhood revitalization process is keeping these old buildings intact. Dave, I'm personally very excited about this project, and I think that all of Hamilton should be as well. Thank you for giving me a forum here today to speak.